Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of Craft the World. And on this episode, we're going to continue where we left off. Now, before we get into this episode too much, I want to go ahead and let you guys know that the viewers, I don't know what I was going to say there. You, the viewers, have actually let me know some interesting information. And I do apologize that I cannot pronounce your name. I did try several times. And my friends let me know that, yeah, probably not a good idea. You're not very good at it. So I am going to magically make it appear on the screen right there. There you go. They let us know that stone blocks can protect your main base, or any of your base, from getting destroyed by the tornado. The thing about that is, and the reason you really want to do it, and I wasn't even paying attention close enough to notice this, but when the tornado goes over your main storage facility right here where all your goods are stored, it has the chance and the opportunity, if it's unprotected, to actually suck items out of that, fling it up into its whirlwind of dust and debris, and toss it almost anywhere on the map. And because of that, yeah, you could go pick it back up, but if you're not paying attention to the fact that it's doing it in the first place and you're not aware of where it tosses it, chances are that item is just going to rot and disappear, and you will lose that item altogether. So we definitely want to do that later on. Right now we don't really have to, because as you can see up here on the last episode, we took the time where we actually put a dirt little thing up here, and hopefully the trees grow. If the trees do not grow, then I'm going to put down stone blocks there and see if that helps, because hopefully it will. Somebody's low on life already? Collecting resources. You need to go to bed. He must have been killing something over here, but that is a very useful piece of information. I greatly appreciate that, and we'll put your name up on the screen one more time right there. And again, I want to thank you for that, because you not only help me when you give me information like that, but you help the viewers, because they are learning with us for the most part. Now, I do want to say that I thought about this little area right here after I did it, and immediately after doing it, I was unsatisfied with the way it looked. Now, this little bridge right here should probably go down here, and I probably don't even need these. The only reason I wanted these is because when those really big guys come down here, they would be able to hit my bridge if it was low enough. But I think if I put the bridge right here on this row, it'd probably be just out of the reach, and it would be perfectly fine. So I will mess around with this once I get some more resources. I'm not going to do it right now, because there's a lot of stuff I want to get to on this episode, and we really don't have that much time. The reason I say that is because some of you have suggested that I do a few shorter videos, because some of you like the longer ones and some of you like the shorter ones. And I've been kind of neglecting the shorter videos. So on today's episode, it's going to be around 20 minutes, 25 minutes maybe if I run over a little bit. So yeah, we got a lot to do. So I don't want to miss out on any of the good stuff. What we really want to do, though, is come down here and get some resources. Now, we have gold down here that we harvested a little bit of. We also have quite a bit of silver down here. So let's go ahead and grab that. We'll grab these little scaffolding and put it down so they can reach that. We also have all this water that we need to get. Some more coal over here, as you can see, and silver down here. Yeah, so there is tons and tons of resources that we really want to get. Now, we don't really need silver for anything this second, but we're getting very close to that. And as I said, once we have, I believe, I'm probably going to stick with silver, but once we have silver armor, or pickaxes and things of that sort, I'm going to go over there and try to attack the temple. Now, you guys have the option to leave down in the comments and tell me I'm crazy, don't do it, get some better armor. If enough of you guys say that, I will hold off on doing that. But I do believe going over there and just seeing what's in store. Not trying to get all my dwarves killed, obviously, because you lose out on those skill points if you do, but I want to know if it's as straightforward as just going in there and killing them, or is there something else? Is that statue behind him going to be an issue? Are there going to be any traps that I need to be aware of? Because if I go in there full bore with like the greatest armor, mithril armor, and I run into something I wasn't expecting, not only do I lose all those dwarves that had all that skill, but I'll lose the armor too. And that would be devastating to lose mithril armor, because you don't get a lot of mithril in this game. So I kind of want to take the risk with armor that I could technically replace if I had to. I'm hoping I don't have to, because that would still suck. But you know, I could get away with it if I had, if I really was down to the wire. So let's come over here. Let's make sure they put up some torches. I've been forgetting that quite a bit. Let's put one. We'll put one right here. I don't need these scaffolding pieces anymore. And I'll put down a portal so they don't have to walk as far. Let's do it right here. Yeah, they're going pretty good. I kind of want to chop these things down. I'm not sure if this is solid dirt. It looks like it is, so I might be able to chop that down. It's just fine. There's obviously a cave down here. That's another thing I wanted to talk to you guys about, is that I have not seen any more Guardians besides the one in the temple. And that's making me really start to wonder if there's going to be Guardians anyplace else but over there in that temple. And there's only 2 temples on the map, at least on the surface anyways. Maybe there's some further down, but if there's only 2 temples and we need 5 Guardians, then I'm also kind of wondering if maybe there's more than 1 Guardian in each temple, which would be, for me, almost, you know, just, I don't know, how do we do that? That would be tough. Even with Mithril Armor, even with all of our dwarves completely maxed out on their skill. And I think even with health potions, I don't think they'd be able to do it. I seriously don't think they'd be able to do that. 2 Guardians plus the 30-odd guys that there was already there, and the 2 little zombies that each Guardian would be able to cast, you know, continuously. That alone, I just don't think it's going to happen. So we'd probably have to attack them 2 or maybe 3 times with our Guardian, or with our not guards, with our dwarves, as, you know, maxed out as they possibly can, and that's just going to be rough. Hopefully that's not the case, but I'm kind of getting the idea, the impression that there might be more to it, and so I definitely want to go check it out as soon as possible. And these guys are making quick work of this stuff. Let's actually move some of these scaffolding pieces over here so they can continue. We do need to get that. Now, even though it told me that I can mine that, without this scaffolding piece here, you know, this piece right here, without the scaffolding piece here, you wouldn't be able to do it. So it does have that error occasionally when you're mining a piece and it's connected to another piece, that it will kind of give you the impression that you can keep doing that. Oh, crap. He almost had it, too. He was really close. If that guy hadn't done that, he would have been able to finish that. So I'm going to have to wait until this guy finishes all of this and then move my scaffolding over. Let's go ahead and grab that. Where does that go? A little tunnel, huh? There's another little thing down here. Let's grab this little book. Hunter's Book. Learn how to catch dinner instead of becoming dinner. Study this to hunt more effectively. Okay, so the portal is gone. Let's do this. I kind of want to take one of these guys over. Let's take you over. Oh yeah, you're full life. Now, Tamur actually posted on one of my videos, for those of you who might want to check it out, all the things that you can do with the dwarf, including some of the stuff I didn't know about. Oh, there's something down here. Including about some of the stuff I wasn't even aware of, such as drowning your dwarf because you didn't like the skills that they got, or they might have the same name as another dwarf. It seems a little extreme to me, but, you know, depending on how you like to play the game, you're more than welcome to do stuff like that. But it did get us talking into a subject that I thought was kind of interesting, which was, you guys have already... I think there might be a Guardian down here. Let's keep going down. You guys have already seen that when you try to recycle some of the gear that they start with, like the hats and the boots, and I think there's even a couple tunics or something like that on some of the levels that they start with, that... Who's under attack? I can't go that way. They're going to have to handle it. But, because I want to see what's down here. But when you start doing that, when you start trying to recycle some of that, some of it works, some of it doesn't. It seems like every patch, you get a little bit more items that you start with that you can recycle. But I got to thinking, and we got to talking, and I started considering the fact that, you know, they were killing their dwarves for, you know, whatever reasons that they wanted to, and every time you did, you would get another dwarf with another couple pieces of armor, or item, clothing, basically, that you could then, at one time in the game, you know, ideally, is to recycle it. which would mean people would be able to cheat right off the bat. They would be able to go get a dwarf, go let him get killed, and 3 minutes later get another dwarf, take off the armor, recycle it, get some leather or something like right off the bat, right when you first start the game. So my suggestion, if the you know, programmers are watching, or anybody who's, you know, interested in my opinion on this, the best that I could come up with at the moment would be to have it where maybe there was a limit, like you could lose 5 dwarves within an hour or something like that, but any more than that and you would still get the dwarves back, but you would not get items on those dwarves. Or maybe like Tamer suggested, that you could have it where you only get items off of the new dwarves. So there's nothing down here. That was disappointing. That sucks. Okay, well, you can go back home, guy. Let's let's put another portal down. Oh, they all had to walk. That sucks. So yeah, if you had it just off of the new ones, then if you constantly killed somebody, and when we say a new one, we mean by level, not by death. So, you know, at level 2 you get a new one, at level 3 you get another dwarf, and those would have clothing on them. But if you lost any of those, you know, 10 that I have right now, you wouldn't get any armor on those or any clothing on those, and then you could recycle. And I think that would actually help to lessen the gaming of that system if it ever came into play, you know. And it's not there yet because, like I said, there's quite a bit of the clothing that you cannot. He's literally walking right by that portal. I mean, he was already destined in his head that, you know, he wanted to walk back because that portal wasn't there when he started. But they're usually a little bit better with noticing the portals are there. Again, it's still in development. They're still coming out with updates that constantly increase the game's AI ability and stuff like that. So I'm not ripping it or anything like that. I'm just noticing little small details. And if anybody, like I said, is involved in the game and they see these little details, maybe they'll fix them. You know, because there's only so much you can beta test a game, and you won't ever catch everything. And so maybe they use these videos, maybe they use other people's videos for those purposes. Dang it. I need to put some torches in here. Let's put a couple of torches right there. Otherwise, this grass right here is going to grow. Now, the grass, from what I've been told, does not necessarily need or doesn't shy away from completely the torches, but I've only seen a few instances where the torches have still not worked. I mean, usually if you put the torches down, you're going to be fine. So we're going to make a few of these. 6 of them is all I can make at the moment, so we're going to go get some wood here in a second. Put these down, because we do have a wave incoming pretty soon. And I was not ready for the last one, unfortunately, so okay. We did get hit by another tornado, and it landed right up here, which it's almost like they're aiming for my base. Now, there is a downside, obviously, to putting down stone rather than dirt, and basically, I'm going to leave dirt over here, because if I put down stone, my tree farm can't grow. And so I would rather deal with just the upkeep of the... Actually, before I do that, let's replace the sand. I think we figured out that that is one of the key differences, or the key thing in keeping your blocks alive a little bit longer is simply not to have sand behind them. Sand is like the weakest stuff in the world. Obviously, if you think about it, if a tornado going by, sand particles are going to get picked up so much easier than dirt. Although dirt would be pretty close in a second. So maybe putting down stone behind it and then dirt in the front so that you can still get your tree farm would ultimately be better. I don't know on that one. We'd have to experiment. I think we are going to try that in a few places. If we see this happening quite a bit, we will put down some stone there. But again, it's one of those things that when you first start off the level, you start off, you know, very ignorant of how to play it. And I know a lot of people have watched the videos and said things of that kind of sort where they could tell that I'm learning the game as I go along. And it's true, you know, I didn't start off as a genius in any of the games that I've ever played, and it'd be highly debatable, even after years of playing some of the games that I've played in the past, that I'm not even close to still being at that level. I don't think anybody ever really acquires that kind of intelligence on a game anyways, right off the bat. It's very, very rare that somebody picks up a game and just instantly understands how to play it to the fullest. If you do, then you're probably like a game tester or I don't know, like an idiot savant maybe or something. I have no clue what kind of person picks up a game. I've never met anybody who's ever been that good at it. So I don't mind it too much when, actually I don't mind it at all, but when people say, "Oh, you should have known this," or "You should have been able to do that," I don't agree with that. I think everybody starts at their own pace, and I think I've been going along the game pretty well. I mean, I've been having a great time with it, and I think that's the key to any game. If you're taking it that serious, that you believe that you should master it on the very first level, you're missing the main key of a video game, and that's just to have a good time. I mean, yeah, you do want to, play it to its fullest, but, there's a point at which it just becomes something else. So let's look in here real quick. I do need to make a few items. Let's see, what do I want to make? Actually, let's look over here. This is easier over here. What items do we have to make is usually the question we ask ourselves. Because it's not like whether I want to make the items. It's like I need the item so I can get to the stuff that I really want. And so I definitely have to do this stuff. And glass vase or vase, I should be able to do without any wood, I'm hoping, because these other ones all look like they're going to take wood. And that's one of the few things I do not have a lot of. So come on. Be simple. Glass and dyes. Dyes will be my Achilles heel on that one because that one is kind of tough to make. Let's see, can I make a few more? Yes, I can. There we go. And water, how much water do I have? 29. That's not too bad. That's not too bad at all. Okay, we'll do... let's do as many as we can. Yeah, we're just going to do as many as we can because, again, we need those vases done so we can get past this stage. And glass, we might have to make a little bit more of. But we should be. Let's see how much we make. I don't know. We might be able to do it with just what we have. Come on, let me get all the way there. No, we're going to be short. And it's going to be dyes, of course it is. And we're very close on glass as well, so we might as well make a little bit more. Let's do this. Now, you do make 4 at a time, which is awesome. I mean, considering you're using coal and sand, that's amazing that you can make 4 at a time with that. I'm not going to complain. But it does seem to be a little bit much. I think they probably could get away with lowering that if they really wanted to and make it a little bit more challenging on some of these items. I got a steel door, and I don't even know how to make that yet, or at all. Reinforced steel door can keep unexpected guests out for longer. So we will have to put that down somewhere. Probably by the time I get to putting my Tesla tower down. Let's, I already have that down, okay. Another thing I wanted to mention that I kind of forget to do every once in a while is tell you some of the controls of the game, some things that you might find fairly useful, like holding down the control button allows you to have a second hotbar down here. So this is my second hotbar. I let go, and it goes to my first one. So that's kind of interesting as well. Also, when you're crafting, all you have to do is click on it, and then if you come over to the item itself, and you hover over it with your cursor, and you just simply click on it, it takes you to the item that you need. So this is stone that I'm looking for. If I click on it, it takes me to the page with the stone. Now, it's just the page. I still have to find it on there. But at least it takes me to the right section, so you don't have to go running all over the place. Like this, you have to have... I want to try to find something that's not on just one page. Okay, so like this, you have nails. Takes me over to the nails. Okay, and it's the same thing. It's on planks. No, that's on the same page too. I know there's... Okay, this is going to be good. So you got needles. It takes you over to where the needles are right here. You have leather on this page, so you can do the leather. It's going to take you right over here. You also have planks, but you also have wood. So if I click on wood, changes automatically, and there you go. And I said before, it's not really a tutorial video, but I do like to help you guys out with things that I learned. Somebody's under attack. Oh, it's just a spider. Holy crap, you're almost dead. Get out of there, man. Come on. There we go. Dang, man, these guys, they really are quite good now. They've gotten so much better, but they still are very dangerous sometimes if you don't keep an eye on them. And I kind of like that. I kind of, if it wasn't that difficult, it might be way too easy, actually. So, wow, this is freaking small. I thought that was going to take up 3 spaces, but that is itty-bitty. I don't think it's supposed to be that small, is it? It seems very, very small. It's almost like the little campfires. Now, let's see. We do got some more of these, but I'm not going to put those down just yet. How much are we doing on the food? I bet we're pretty low. Yeah, see, I haven't put down food in a while. It's something you definitely need to keep up with. Holy crap, they were almost out. Wow. Okay, let's put some coconuts down. Now, I do want to get some wheat growing pretty soon here because they need beer. And by need, I mean I need it because they run a lot quicker with it, and they are quite amazing when they have that. So we do have some more of these we want to put down a little bit every episode. Even if it is a shorter episode, we kind of still have to do it. So let's just do 5. There we go. That will take a little while. And our comfort rating is 50. Not too bad. It was a little bit more earlier, so I kind of want to get that back up. And yeah, I did not forget about the wood. I was just hoping that my forest will respawn so that I won't have to go teleporting out for it. Now, I can capture these little guys, and I do have the ability to build defenses, but I haven't been able to do that yet because, again, wood is one of those incredibly precious commodities that I just can't really afford at the moment to spend on something like that. Warrior's Book increases the damage inflicted by melee weaponry in close quarter combat. So, unless one of my guys killed somebody out here, which is probably unlikely, considering the fact that none of my guys would have a reason to travel out here, and they would have gotten fights long before they got to this point, I'm guessing that book was tossed out of my base. But usually when an item like that is tossed out of your base, you can't click on it, so I don't know what happened there, but it is kind of weird that I would find that in that spot. Now there's a couple trees over here, a couple over here. I don't really have a large quantity of trees to make it really worth it to teleport out. Just 2 trees at a time. I guess this is probably the best. Now these are the tallest ones that I can see. So we will cut those down, and we grab this water right here because we need a little bit more water after making all those vases, or dyes I should say. Let's run back over here real quick. Is it raining? Holy crap, it's raining. How big of a... What? It's almost... Nah, I mean, that's like, what, 1/6 or 1/7 the size of the map? Yeah, maybe 1/6. It's not bad, but you can see it does not last for very long at all. It is a shower, and then it's gone. Which is kind of cool. I kind of like the fact that every one of the maps has its own unique ecosystem and its own unique environment that really changes the way you play the game just because of the weather. And I can't think of a better, actual event in a game that is completely true. You know, if you live in the north, the way you go about doing things, you know, I've watched shows with people in Alaska, and they spend all year waiting for the few months out of the year when they can actually go outside and do construction. And so, yeah, that's kind of cool that they are integrating that kind of detail and that kind of, environmental impact into the game that you're playing because, you know, like I said, in real life, it kind of is one of the factors in some places. Some places you'll live, like over here in Houston, really the only environmental factor you have to worry about is, do you feel like sweating that day? Because no matter what time of the year, you're going to be sweating outside. And do you feel like getting eaten by mosquitoes that day? Because again, no matter what time of the year, you're going to be, oh, this guy's actually firing over there. That's cool. Wow, he has a long range on that sucker. So, you know, we are going to chop... Yeah, we're going to chop this down. We're going to chop this down. Let's put this here. Now, I wasn't going to mess with it, but we're going to do this. Move wooden hatch. And we are going to move this little fence, or this little thing, down a little bit. There we go. And then I'm going to put down another one of these guys. Now, if I remember right, when you destroy these guys, or when you take them down, I should say, you destroy them. And you don't get anything back. I think you may get, like, a piece of, iron or something like that as scrap, but you don't get the item back, if I remember right. That might only be with Tesla Towers, which is why I'm kind of not wanting to move it. I want to see if it works at least. I think it will. It's going to shoot people at least in this direction. It may not hit them down here in this corner, but hopefully maybe right here it will hit them. We'll just have to see, but again, if you lose it, I'd rather just keep it there and see if it works first. And then somewhere down the road when I'm ready to put down a Tesla tower, I'll move this one first. And then I'll have to extend it to go up. But for now, I don't think we really need more than that. Although now that I have this set up, I'm almost guaranteeing that they are going to attack from the other side. So we should set up a few over here as well. I think I might put some in here. Yeah, let's actually do that. Let's put one here. And yeah, let's put one here because again, if they come over here, chances are they're gonna bust through the first available door that they see, and hopefully, with any luck, they won't attack my guard towers. Sometimes they're not the brightest enemies in the world, so I can hope for it at least. Yes, finally I have my guard towers to kill that stupid ghost. That is awesome. I've been meaning to do it for so many levels now, and I never get around to it. I always forget about it until I see him annoying me, and then something always happens to like draw my attention away from it. And again, my mind just wanders on to some other subject, and I just forget to come back. So, well, look, they got the glass ready. Let's actually put a portal down here. I wish I could put minions, my little minions, to help with that, but I haven't gotten that spell yet. And, you know, with the spells wise, everything that you get on a level, you have to research, you have to do more of. I kind of wished the spells had to have the same thing. Like, I would need to go and put, you know, gems or crystals or different things together to create that spell in the first place. And then once I created the spell, yeah, maybe then only power that you require to cast it. But I still kind of wish that you could actually create it. I feel like it wasn't just given to you, you know? Like, nothing in this game has been given to you. You have to earn it all, except for your powers. So it's kind of weird they do it that way. Let's see, I got all of that. Can I do any more vases or vases? Again, however you want to pronounce that word. Dies. Berries. No, I'm gonna have to go out and get some berries. Huh. Well, I guess we could do that. It's not too big of a thing. Let's see if we can find some of those bushes. Now, the bushes actually grow on sand, and they will grow in the place of cactuses. Oh, I got a little bit more rain. You can see some right here. There's one right there. There's two over here. There's another two over here. So yeah, this is a good spot. We'll come over here. Now, the thing about these is you don't see them too often. They're pretty much sporadic all over the place. And kind of sucks because you can't grow them on a regular basis for the pure fact that you may get cactuses in that exact spot. And from what I've seen, it's like 90% chance cactus with like a 10% chance of these berries. So, or these bushes that drop the berries, I should say. On God! Kill him! Oh, just drop what you're doing. I love how they drop what they're doing. It used to annoy me, but now it's like one of the funniest things in the world. Yes, kill him! Yeah, range. This is a good thing about range. You don't have to get that close. Well, yeah, we got a melee guy, though. Take the hits. Good. Good. Now, you guys should be running. There you go. Use the skeleton bridges for your own. Yes, that is perfect. Take what the enemy has set up and use it for yourself. I love that. I absolutely love that. We're going to go ahead and get this tree and these two bushes over here because we can't resist. We need as many berries as possible. And we'll get quite a few, even from the ones that don't seem like they have berries on them. You can look at this one right here. It looks like, yeah, it's just wood. Well, that was a bad example, but I've seen it drop cherries before. Or berries, I should say. I don't think they're cherries, but let's put a portal over here, and I'm actually going to have people come over here and chop these little tombstones down. I did have a viewer comment on that, letting me know that, oh, wow, that skeleton just disappeared for some reason. He was supposed to fight me. But they were letting me, wow, they all disappeared. Can you think they're in here? We're going to go ahead and chop that down and see, even though we don't really have the time to spend on that. No, they just disappeared. That was weird. But yeah, they were trying to let me know that if you did that a little bit more often, that might help me a little bit in withstanding the waves, because each one of those tombstones do spawn a skeleton to fight you during the night. So that does add up quite a bit. And I really don't usually worry about it all that much, because again, it's one of those things where you kind of want the experience of the fight on most levels. This one, on the other hand, has more than enough combat for you that you shouldn't really actually have to seek more of it out or allow more of it to build up on you. As it is, the temple way over on the right-hand side of the map has been, I think, just constantly spawning mummies ever since I attacked it. Like, you attack it the first time, there's two mummies sitting there waiting for you. Since I've opened up that first level, and in fact, I'll come over here real quick before we end the episode here, but that since I attacked it and I actually like dug into it, Wow, this is a long, long map. I haven't gone from one side to the other in a while. See, you'll see this guy right here. These mummies are just gonna keep going down. There's like 15 or something like that. Actually, there's not as many now. There was earlier, so there might be more over here inside the area. But ever since I've opened this up, it seems like more and more of these mummies have been spawning. There was only the big mummy and the small mummy when I first got here. And if you look down here, there's tons and tons of these guys. So I'm not sure if they just keep spawning more and more and more as time goes on. I kind of hope they aren't. This is kind of the only thing keeping me away from going and checking out the other, tomb right there, is just the fact that I don't want to make it even harder on myself if I can avoid that. So I'm going to give it a little bit of space. Try defeating this first one and seeing what that entails, and see if they do just keep spawning more and more before I go and get myself into even more trouble. So we got this. That's going to be good, I think. Let's come over here. We need to make just a few more, not too many. It's not changing, so let me... it's like a little bug or something. Let's see. No, we still need one more. So it was changing, it just wasn't updating on my screen for some reason. So let's see, did it up... Click that off. Okay, so that's going to finish it up as soon as somebody goes down there. Let's see if anybody is going to come over here and do our glass making. In fact, I can help this along by putting a portal. This will allow somebody to see this job as needing to be done, and it will be the closest to them to do it, its closest task to do, because the portal is here. Although it looks like our guys were instantly running down here the moment they heard there was work to be done, which is pretty nice. It doesn't always happen that way. And it should only take a few pieces to level me up, and I think that's what we're going to go ahead and end the episode. Now, for those of you who are hoping for a longer episode, I do apologize for that. Again, people like all sorts of different lengths, and I try to do shorter episodes on occasion because I know people like that, but my playstyle tends to lean towards incredibly long episodes, an hour long most of the time, which I know is quite long for a lot of you guys. Crap, I thought it was going to be expert armor already. I got to do this thing too. Let's look at that before we go on to the next episode, but I don't think we're going to be able to do these. So I need wool and I need planks. How much wool do I have? 4 pieces of wool. I don't know if I want to do that one. Okay, so we'll hold off on yarn. Let's look at wall carpet. Dyes, well, we have very, very few of those left. Leather, I don't think we have a lot of leather. No, we don't have a lot of leather. It might be we have to do several different items in here just to progress us to the next level. Yarn, or thread, I should say. And then fabric. How much fabric do we have? 7. Dang, yeah, we're going to have to do like 5 or 6 of each one of these things to level us up. So let's go ahead and just bite the bullet and do some of these. Let's do this. We need some needles. Again, I mentioned this on the last episode, or maybe not the last episode, but one of the episodes on the last level. I don't understand why they want needles inside their couch. I can understand making it out of concrete, not concrete, but brick or stone, because you don't know any better, and that's all the information you have. Comfort is 4 on this one, by the way, guys. But to physically and purposely put needles inside a device that you are going to sit down on, it's just, to me, doesn't make a lot of sense unless they're talking about the needles being used as in sewing and not like stuffing. I just don't know very many places you would need 3 needles is what it looks like to me, but yeah, who knows on that one. So let's go ahead and make these. Okay, that's as much as we can make. Let's see, can we do the thread still? Yes, we can. So let's go ahead and make those. Planks again, so I will have to make some more planks here in the future. There we go, 12 of those. And I believe we can do the wall. Yeah, I can maybe make a few of these. I don't know how much leather we have. Yeah, not very much. And the needles, there we go. So maybe that's exactly what the needles are for. Maybe they're needles as in sewing needles, because you have dyes, you have sewing needles, and then you have leather. You would think you would need some kind of rope or string or something. Rope would just be way too thick, but something along those lines. Okay, that's going to level us up right there. That alone will do it. So we're going to hold off there. And we will go ahead and end the episode here. Again, guys, I want to thank you for watching. If you have any comments, if you see something that I'm missing, or you just want to let the viewers know of some kind of cool trick that you found, or even if you want to go ahead and post screenshots of a cool design that you have, go ahead and do that. I would love to see those. Would love to hear back from you guys on, the cool tips and tricks that you have discovered yourself, and check those out. But again, guys, if you do enjoy these videos, hit that little like button, subscribe. Definitely helps grow my channel, and I greatly appreciate that. Also, I want to thank you again for watching and all the comments that you guys have been leaving me, and I will catch you on the next episode.